What up? This is your boy DJ EFN. You might know me as a drink champ, but first and foremost, I'm a proud father. I linked up with two of my other dad homies, Manny Digital and KGB, to start the Fatherhood podcast. Each week, we bring you insider hip-hop stories, parenting, and advice and therapy. The saying is true, it takes a village, and we humorously serve as each other's trusted counsel in figuring out how not to screw up being a good dad.
The Fatherhood podcast. Beats, rhymes, and diapers.
Yo, what's up, Stan?
What is up, man?
Oh, just living that life, man. I've been, the college tuition.
Yeah, I wanted to find out what the update is.
It's fast approaching. I mean, there's no real update other than we're just gonna figure it out when the time comes. And I shouldn't say this because I've been on this journey trying to really be mindful about what comes out of my mouth.
Yeah,
because words are powerful. So, but I'm a clown, so I'll say shit just for a reaction sometimes. And I've been telling my wife, like, look, whatever, worst case scenario, we'll sell the house. And then, shit like that. Right. So she gets mad. But yeah, I'm like my daughter's hustle and trying to get scholarships. I'm not too pleased with, but I'm also like, she's not.
Is she a summer job in it right now, or?
So that I will give her credit for. She got 3 job, man.
Nice.
She started them early too. It's not even like waiting for summer.
So she's on it. She knows
She has a goal.
At least she's trying to
yeah.
show and prove, even if it's not coming up with all of it. But at least she's not just sitting around waiting for the handout. So
exactly,
gotta give her props on that one.
That's been her MO. See, my daughter's interesting because she works hard, but she's lazy to get started.
Mm-hmm.
She's a procrastinator and all that. And so that frustrates me. But she's definitely doing the most right now to try to make up whatever, bring her piece to the table. So yeah, but I try not to be stressed about that. And then, I know you're I'm gonna call you a Knicks fan. Is that fair?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, I wish this freaking thing worked. I need to clap for that. That's dope. So, all right, you're having this experience with your son. So actually,
it's actually a full family affair at this point. So
who kicked it off though? Who was the influencer here?
I would say that all of us have always liked to watch games, or at least playoff games, or when the games are more
meaningful.
Right. I've never been one who follows it all intently, and I don't know who's doing what, that kind of thing. I mean, back in the day, I knew, the Knicks had Ewing and Stockton, and all this kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So, but fast forward, the more and more that my son has played basketball and had games, it's always been something fun that both my wife and I like to go to, and we both get into it. And so the more that he gets serious or more interested in it, the more he's paying attention to watching the games, and so he's like, oh, the playoffs are on, and he's kind of telling us who the teams are, who's in it. And so they make it hard to fucking find to watch the games now. It's like
it's terrible.
So I'm doing free trials on the different services, to try to watch the games and stuff. And we just started getting into it, and I had no idea who was on the Knicks at this point, because again, I'm coming from Patrick Ewing Knicks and not really paying attention to it. But yeah, we just all got kind of locked into it, and actually, I'd say out of the three of us, I mean, even with some of the last couple of games, I'm probably the one who's all right, the game's on. Come on, guys. Like, trying to rally everyone to watch.
You're the one herding cats over there.
Yeah. Um,
That's dope though. So it started based on just you guys starting to enjoy your son playing ball,
yeah.
and then all right, kind of wet your beak a little bit, and now you kind of found. Were you guys into March Madness, like the NCAA tournament?
Nah. Mm-mm.
Interesting. Yeah.
Nah. Again, I'm like super not. I've always been the dude like in the group of friends and everyone starts talking about sports. I'm like looking the other way or I go do something. So, um, but yeah, it's almost like in a weird way, and it's not like I'm totally just head first at this point, but starting to pay attention more to the games and having like an affinity for the teams and certain players, it almost gave me that feeling a little bit of like early on in hip hop when I was a kid and getting into it because it's almost like it's like diving into something. It's like there's the teams are different crews and they have different styles and you know what I mean, and it's like the logos and everything just looks kind of I had that kind of feeling of when I was a kid with music was starting to resonate through this interest in these, in
That's pretty.
in these games.
That's pretty ill. I've never looked at sports like that. But that, I mean, especially like when you think of, because like even basketball's relationship to hip hop is probably the strongest
Yeah.
of the various sports. So it's interesting that you position it that way because you're right. Like it is. And it's not like new in the sense that like hip hop is necessarily, but your discovery of it or the way you're engaging with it now is kind of new.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just been and it's something that, we all get like when we're all watching the game together, we're all getting into it and excited and yelling and you know what I mean? It's like definitely a cool family thing. And I'm happy that he took the initiative to want to start watching the games because it's another way that like yeah, you play the game and you practice, but you also watching other people play, you're studying, you're learning new moves, you're learning how the ball can move around and all that good stuff. So I think there was a time when he was a little younger where he didn't necessarily have the initiative to go turn on a game to watch it to because it is even if you don't consider it studying, it's like it's still soaking it in by watching it go on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something I've been fighting with my son about for both of my older kids because both of them, playing ball. I mean, my oldest, she's no longer, but um, it was for us. It's a very important part of your development as a basketball player to watch the game.
Yeah,
And even if you don't, because like you say, study the game to a kid, they're like, bro, that sounds like a chore. I don't want to
right,
do that.
100%. Yeah,
So, just watching it and understanding what's happening, just being engaged goes a long way. So my wife and I, we've been watching Knicks games together, like her being like active in watching it and kind of going through the ups and downs for
yeah.
better part of about 10 years now. And our
The
kids,
joys and pains.
yeah, yeah, more pains than anything else. But my son, when they started getting hot again, like say 2 years ago, he started
Yeah.
poking his head around. And then my oldest daughter, last year, she kind of became consistent watching. And my youngest didn't want to give basketball the time of day at all. So she started playing basketball earlier this year, for the first time ever. A
Hmm.
thing we never thought we would see. Like we weren't even like forcing her, nothing.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, you know what? I think I'm gonna give this a shot. And we were like, what? And then since this round of the playoffs, she's now watching the games too. And
Wow.
that's another one I never thought. Like,
Okay.
so the thrill of what the Knicks are doing, or at least what they were doing until recent.
Hey, we still
Um,
got today.
I know I'm not Debbie Downer, but
I
like
know.
it looks bad right now. By the way, for you listening, when you hear this, Knicks are down 3-1. 3-1 to the Pacers. So we'll see where we end up.
Damn,
But
Timberwolves felt bad for them last night.
yeah, I didn't feel that bad for them, but but it sucks, man. They got
Yeah.
railroaded. Those dudes are not playing over there in OKC.
No.
Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a full-on basketball conversation because I can't do that. But I think it's super interesting that it became a family thing, and I wonder how many people that's happened to, especially in your shoes. I don't know if your wife had an affinity for watching sports before your son started playing, but I would imagine probably not, right?
It's very much the same as me, kind of
Yeah.
casual. Like, okay, some interesting games are popping off. Like, let's check it out,
Yeah.
But way definitely on the casual side.
That's dope, though. That's dope. So that's it. You gotta take your son now to a professional game. That's the next
Definitely.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, quiet as kept. I did look. I was like, what are these? What's a
What if I
seat
went to
cost?
Indiana?
What's a seat cost at the Garden this week?
Oh
And
no.
I was shocked when I saw those tickets. I was like, oh, I guess we're gonna watch it on TV.
Yeah, I would aim for like next year, somewhere close to you. Maybe if you want to watch the Knicks when they come over, like that kind of thing. I wouldn't. Nah, the Garden, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's insane.
You went last year, right? You got those the floor seats?
I did. That was fun. So my intention was just to do one game by myself.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting 2 games, two seats per game.
Okay.
So yeah, it was dope. My kids enjoyed it. Still.
Oh, they went with you.
Yeah, I took about 2 oldest.
That's right. Yeah.
I took one to one game and the other to another game. So now I'm sure my youngest, is gonna give me some shit when she starts really getting into basketball. Like, yo, it's my turn.
Who liked it the best out of the two?
I think my son, because yo, I probably mentioned this, but yo, look.
Oh, didn't he go looking for an autograph or the
Bro, like he wasn't really looking, and it found him. So
right?
Jalen Brunson,
Okay.
right? So his pops.
Now I know who he is. Now
Yeah.
I think when you told the story before, I'm like,
You were like, whatever.
Yeah.
What is he talking about? Baseball?
Right.
So Jalen Brunson's dad.
Yeah.
So when you get these seats, they give you access to like the lounge.
Okay.
There's a lounge, and they have all sorts of food that you could just grab. Right? They don't charge you anything, but like it's next to where the players' locker room entrance is. So Rick Brunson, Jalen's pops, happened to be walking by, and my son is there. We're eating, and I'm like, "Yo, look, it's Rick." He goes, he kind of gets up, and I said, "Yo, go ask him for an autograph." So he goes up to him, and he's like, "Yo, can I get an autograph, Mr. Brunson?" Yo, Rick turns around, kind of like on some like, "Yo, whatever, kid." Like, mad disrespect, right? And then like my son's jaw drops. I'm like, damn, that's foul. And then he turns right back around with a big smile, like, I'm just playing with you, whatever. Yo, my man doesn't give him an autograph. My man grabs him and takes him to the locker room to go meet a bunch of the players. But he tells me, yo, you can't come inside.
Okay.
And
right.
and in that moment, I'm like, yo, he just kidnapped my son. Like,
right.
And I'm like, no, chill. So I just stay outside, whatever. And he's in there with all the players. Jalen Brunson signs something, his jersey.
Nice.
Ah, man, bro. Like, so his experience by far, I think, was the better of the two.
Yeah.
And then he got to shoot on the court at halftime. Like my electrician just happens to be a ball boy for the Knicks.
That's right.
But he's not a boy anymore. My man's like, pushing mid-40s.
Yeah.
So he just, he saw me. We just happened to meet at the right time too, because I met him like 2 weeks before that. Anyway, it's a great experience to go to the Garden. Don't get me wrong, but like right now.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
No, I knew it was a long shot, but I was like, yeah, let me just see. What does that look like? Like, let me be super dad for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah. But so now. I gotta lower my voice because they don't know. So now, given my son's seriousness in basketball, I'm figuring out how to put a half court in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's taking it serious. We all love basketball in this house. My youngest is starting to peak or
Yeah.
not peak, but she's gaining interest.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let's get busy and let's really do this because we have like a BS hoop up,
Yeah.
but my driveway is like on a decline, so it's like a terrible experience. So that's gonna like my son's birthday is next week, midsummer. By midsummer, we should probably have that all set. So that's what we're gonna spend some time, and maybe he could be playing at the Garden one day.
Nice. How long does that take to put in?
The guy was telling me, I mean, it's all weather related. So
Right.
like how wet and damp it is kind of
Yeah.
slows it down. But you know, so one day to like cut everything out that you need, and then
Yeah.
another to like lay it all down.
Oh, that's not bad.
Then you just let it kind of let nature do its thing for like a week, and then you're good.
Now, would you try to have your son out of the house for a week or go away or something so that he comes back and it's
Nah,
there? Or nah? Yeah.
once the dude shows up and that gets,
Okay.
I probably won't even say nothing until they realize what's going on.
What's
And then,
going on? Yeah.
but yeah, nah.
And
So
and what's your youngest? What is she doing basketball wise? Is she on like a Y team or is she just shooting around or what's her entry here?
yeah, she started with a team. So our the church leagues, the
Okay.
CYO teams. So they start at third grade. So she jumped into one, and it was very difficult to watch those kids play basketball, but
Yeah.
they had a great time. So she got buckets.
Nice.
Toward the end of the season, she
Mm-hmm.
started scoring, so that propped up her confidence, and
Yeah.
now getting ready for next season.
Nice, man.
Yeah, dog.
It's got to be enjoyable for you.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm a big basketball nut. So at first I did force my oldest to play ball. Not gonna lie. I was like, you're gonna do this.
Right.
And then, I was too hard. And then she kind of pushed back and
Mm-hmm.
quit for a couple seasons. And then she found her own love for it and then
Right.
got back into it. But it was definitely like on some I couldn't do it, so you're gonna do it type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And since that experience, that hasn't been my thing. I'm just like there to support and try to keep my mouth shut as much as I can, but that never works. So
Yeah.
like I'm just there. But luckily, my son, and I check with him all the time. I'm like, yo, am I being too harsh, or do you see what I'm saying? And is my delivery, more importantly, like appropriate?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you all right. Like,
She,
like you could do better, but you all right.
right. Is your oldest gonna play at all in college or is she just done with that chapter at this point?
She thinks she's gonna play club. So that's another thing that I don't think that was around when I went to college, but they've got like a tier. So it was like either you're on the school's official team
Mm-hmm.
or you're playing rec, like
Right.
intramurals or whatever. There's like this middle ground now where they call it club, and club you actually still travel to other schools to play against competition
really?
in those schools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think it might be one, maybe two club teams for every particular sport. And so, they kind of keep it regional. So, like in her case, it would be like the DC metro area
Yeah.
that they probably travel to, but sometimes they go to like big schools that have big basketball programs and play against whatever club team that's there.
Oh,
So that's what she aspires to do, so she can still play while she's in college.
nice.
Yeah, man.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, what's up with your son though? He's done with school.
Yeah, it's first official week of
How's that been?
summer
That
break.
transition?
Yeah, it's cool. He's ready for it, man. I mean, and yeah, I'm excited for him to chill out a little bit. And then he'll start up some basketball camps and a couple weeks of that. Gonna keep it pretty easy going though.
Yeah,
Yeah, nothing crazy.
that's dope, man.
He works hard. He works hard during the school. I mean, he gets great grades and like
Yeah, you got
he
to give
does
him
his
that
thing.
balance.
Gotta let him have time to chill.
Yeah, yeah. I've been much better about that over the years. At first, I was kind of like, "Yo, I'm working. You need to be working. Like, what are
Right.
we doing?" But now you got to let them enjoy their summers.
I definitely get a sense of like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, a warm heart feeling like
Yeah,
when I see that all right, he has some time to chill and he's enjoying just
just doing
you
nothing.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
that's important.
I'd say my
Like,
wife probably is less of like
man,
that. You know what I mean? She's probably like, we don't want his brain to turn to mush. And I get it. Like, you know, you got to balance it out.
yeah,
But I think especially coming off of, uh, you know, an intense school year academically, like, and him just staying on top of it, just being able to see that he's happy just to chill for a bit
yeah.
and feel that kind of like, oh, I'm on summer break, like that, you know, that feeling of like, yeah, I'm done, and now, like, I'm happy for him.
That was the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Just
Yeah,
that feeling. Like after a while, like it's funny because like the timing is always cool, and I bet you it's all mental. But like once you were getting closer to the start of school, you were like, yeah, I'm ready to go back to school. And then you get your drip right,
right.
all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yep.
But when it's leading up to the summer, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is it. Like,
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right.
I gotta jump, but
Yeah. Short and sweet. It's all good.
love to see it, man. I'll
Yep.
keep you posted. Oh, I gotta go deal with the pool now. The life of a
Oh yeah.
I shouldn't
All the
be
rain.
complaining. I shouldn't be complaining, but you open the pool and now there's maintenance and all this stuff, so you got to figure that out. Um, but yeah,
Do your thing, man.
go do that
All right.
later.
Later. Peace.